Hey, hey. This here is the All Around Natural Beauty RN, and welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel. There we go. Let's see here. Um, I couldn't get on the first video. It said private. Yeah, I just changed it because the first one I had some technical difficulties. See here, highly favored state couldn't get on there. Yeah, it was really weird. The microphone just stopped working, and so then I tried to be clever and get on the microphone on my phone and use the laptop for, and then it didn't work right. It was all kind of echoes, all kind of craziness. So I ended that live and I fixed the microphone, and then I created another one, and I didn't want the people to get confused with that one since it was the same stuff. I just privated that one, so when this new one came up, people would know that this is the space for it. So yeah, and I just went on and privated that one so it wouldn't be two exact same thumbnails, two exact same titles, two exact same everything. However, that hasn't hindered me in the past from doing something like that before. But hey, y'all, welcome back, and thank y'all for coming back here. Welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel, where I am passionate about helping victims of all ages and all genders overcome the fear of facing the abuse to become survivors. And y'all, please, I'm sure I could be heard because I did mute myself over here. Yeah, there we go. I'm good. So I thank y'all too for coming back. It just seems like I don't know what the university or whatever was trying to give a hard time to me with the whole microphone thing and all that stuff. I was really close to getting discouraged. However, I saw, so many of y'all out there, and, I was like, let me figure this out and figure this out and then come on back here and do this thing since, it's time to keep it hot. And that's what we've been doing over here, keeping it hot for Shanquella, because those were some of her last words. And we wanted to honor her by keeping it hot to get justice for Shanquella Robinson. When this thing first happened, or when I first became aware of it back in late November, I had no clue that, 5-6 months later we'd still be talking about it, and that, I would be, changing my everything. I'm being political now. I'm talking about, being political, things I never thought that I would do, and I'm doing that all in the name of justice for Shanquella Robinson, since we had all of this visual evidence and they said no. When they said no, I was, it felt like, like a joke, almost like I was waiting for someone to pop out and say, surprise, you're on Candy Camera. Candy Camera was this way before they did all the other stuff. Candy Camera was the thing that used to happen when they used to do the hidden camera stuff. Now, what they got, Punked and all these other, that's probably old too now. I'm dating myself. But for those of you who don't know me, I'm 52 years old and a proud Gen Xer. And I really proud of the voice that we Gen Xers have. It's really important that we get off our butts and take control, because we Gen Xers are the ones that got to do it, because we were here before the internet, and we still young enough to figure this thing out to where we can be actually a part of this and bring the balance, because we was here before it. So we have some sanity in our DNA. So we need that, y'all. We need to help. We need to help, because things are wild, and all kind of insanity and delusional thoughts are, protected and allowed to. It's it's some stuff happening out there. Some stuff happening out there. And we Gen Xers need to really step up our game here. So again, 52 years old, Gen X, a proud mother of 3 adult children. Yes, adult children. The reason why I say that is because I have completed the task 3 times and they're all successful. So, that's kind of a pat, not kind of, but that is a pat on the back for me because, raising children to become productive members of society is, it could be a challenge, right? So, especially now, I feel bad or I feel some compassion for the young people that's coming up now because the government is all in charge and all in the rearing and the bringing up of our young people, and they are imposing some serious threats to, the moral fabric of the society. And that's what I'm saying. We really need to lift our voices and vote. So one of the things that we did discover, at least I discovered on this journey here for Justice for Shanquella Robinson, is that we have to get political. We have to vote. We have to make our voices be heard, be known, and all that stuff. So, like I said, before I was never political. I never even spoke about it. I never told anybody I was a Republican. I never, openly promoted a candidate, none of those things. However, I'm excited to be doing that now because I really feel that that's how they've been able to continue to get over on us, is because most people don't do anything, right? We do the same thing. We just, moan and cry out, protest and march and all those things. However, a lot of people aren't registered to vote. I do know that 45% of women aren't exercising their right to vote. So that is a lot of power that is left on the table, a lot of power. So imagine if we women group together, come together, right? It's strength in numbers, right? We come together to put a voice for women, right? Because we recognize that crimes against women is not just a problem here, it's a problem worldwide, right? And we first started talking about it being a problem in Mexico because we got together under the umbrella of Justice for Shanquella Robinson because we believe that over here, if we get justice for Shanquella, that will give us the leverage where we'll have a voice and we'll be able to go demand and get justice for our falling sisters in the past. And we'll be able to decrease violence towards women and children for the future. Because at one point, we were trying to say we're going to do more voice for women. And then, like I've told y'all, I'm the proud mother of 3 adult children, 2 XY chromosomes and 1 XX. So I can never be only for XX chromosomes because I love my sons and I know that it is impossible for me, an XX, to exist without an XY. So there's never a time where we're going to be having, discord towards X, Ys, and XX, right? We need to recognize that, we are a combination. Perfect combination. Anyway, so thank y'all so much for stopping by. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. Hit the like button on your way up in here. And like I said, over here, we have been standing up for victims, and we do not do moments of silence. We do moments of speaking, where we speak out the names of victims and we speak out the names of survivors. Along the way, some of y'all have come up and give your testimonies on being victims and actually, you know, being survivors and stuff. We've highlighted some stories on other femicides right here in America, where we discovered that we have femicide, only we call it domestic violence over here. So violence against women is a worldwide issue. And so we do know that there's power in numbers, power in voting, and all that stuff. And we saw that we got the slap in the face when we were all, you know, at least I know I was in the beginning, how we was talking, you know, about Mexico, and, you know, we need to get our justice right here in America and all this stuff, which I do believe that that is how things are going to go. However, there's layers to this over here. And just like Sue Ann Robinson said, high-level diplomatic intervention is needed. We also recognize that we have to make them listen to us by voting. That is the only way to be heard, right? They see you when you're marching. They see you, even the petitions and stuff like that. I'm so grateful that we have that. However, petitions signed by registered voters are more effective and carry more weight than just petitions signed by, you know, regular people. You know, people will take you more serious when they, you know, when you feel like you be voting some stuff out of here, right? And we kind of already see what's going on with, you know, these Democrats and all that stuff. So that's why I was saying that for the last so many weeks, so been promoting voting and all that good stuff, and dropping the link so people will be able to vote, because I was thinking that, you know, when I registered to vote, like I said, it was 1992, and things was on paper back then. We had to do paper, stuff, and actually, you know, we had to write in the signature and all that stuff, which they don't even teach these young people cursive writing. That's why I'm saying we Gen Xers, we gotta take the torch, we gotta take the baton, and we gotta lead the way, right? We gotta get these geriatrics out of here, right? Because if they're saying that you have to retire at 67, how are we having geriatrics run the country who are, you know, decades past retirement age, right? When their cognitive abilities are going to be questioned. We need young people, we need middle-aged people who are still with it, right? And maybe it's because we have these older geriatrics that some of these so-called laws and things have been passed, because we're letting the delusional thinkers deal with these old people, right? Who, you know, maybe sleep at the wheel. All right, so anyway, I'm just grateful. Thank y'all so much for coming out. And like I said, if y'all haven't already, like and subscribe. One of the things that we have discovered along the way is that there's the high-level diplomatic intervention that is required, really needs the strength of these voters and stuff like that. I see my people over here. All right, Beverly Foster. Okay, Holly Beverly said, okay, good. I said that. What's up, Beverly? Yes, thank you so much. Yes, heard you loud and clear. Missed y'all. All around Natural Beauty mods and chat. Yes, we missed you too, Beverly. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. What's up, Tina? Tina said, hey, Irene, I love your hair. It looks fabulous on you. Thank you for sharing your platform and getting justice for Shanquella. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. And then that's exactly what we're doing over here. And along the way, we've had a few little trolls that try to come up here and do their little narc and stuff like that. But we have been strong together. And like I said, over here, we still keep everything with respect because it's all about math and science and the truth. And that's what we have been able to stand on. And that's why I clipped those videos from those lives of 3, 4, 5, 6 hour lives, clip those up because still saying the same thing. And like I said, it's super important to stay focused on the facts because when they keep introducing all this new stuff, it's easy to get distracted. And then we start going back and forth over medial little details that don't even matter, right? They don't even matter. Like we said, the death certificate that lists the cause of death, we've got all of the elements right there and the video to show when the injuries were inflicted. So all the rest of this stuff, they are just trying to distract us so we can get discouraged and give up, right? And that's why we got to continue to come together, because when this thing first happened, you know, everyone was outraged. We was all coming together, right? And then, like I've said before, there comes a time where the situation gets to the middle, and the middle is always the uninteresting part because it's not the excitement of the newness of the beginning, and it's not the anticipation of the end, right? It's the middle, and that's when most people tend to give up because the middle is boring, the middle is discouraging, the middle is long, the middle, sometimes you don't see the end, right? So you can get discouraged and to give up. So today we're going to be talking about why did the FBI say not enough evidence for Shanquella Robinson? You know, why? So I know a lot of people have been giving up information that, you know, certain people in the Cabo Six are connected with the government. The last few videos that we were looking over, we saw, you know, the one, how they're just trying to set the stuff up. That's why I'm saying if we just stay focused, we don't even know for sure if who we're talking to, you know, as far as this whole, they said it was a retired prosecutor who told us that there was absolutely no way that this case could be prosecuted. You know, there was no hope to just give up, that this was totally finished. And, you know, we were able to point out some of the red flags in the stories and all that good stuff. So I'm just excited. Look at y'all giving them hearts and love. Thank y'all so much for the love and showing love to one another off in here too, which was one of the things that in the beginning we really prided ourselves on, that we showed love and respect to everyone in the chat, even people that didn't disagree, that didn't agree with us, that we were able to, you know, still show the love and respect. However, you know, there's the people that's try to hate, or the people that don't agree with this. And what I found is that the people that have that kind of wicked mindset, that don't want to see Shanquella get justice or Shanquella's family get justice, those people are still by themselves, right? Even though there's lots of wickedness out there, one thing for sure is that they are not united. They don't have the ability to unite as we do. Good people can come together, right? Because most of the wicked people are doing their things in secret. They're not really announcing it and stuff like that, even though there's lots of wicked people out there splashed around. We have on our side that we do have the ability to be out in the open and grow as a group, coming together in common mind, right? Because most of the wicked people have to do their thing in secret. But we standing by truth, math and science, there's nothing to hide here, right? And like I've said before, the truth just is. The truth doesn't need explanations. The truth doesn't need the story to support it. It just is. So that's why I would like to know why Why did the FBI say not enough evidence? Right? Are they trying to hide something? We were so quick to point a finger and say how corrupt Mexico is, right? But when we take a look in our own yard, we see that there's corruption here too, right? And that's why I'm saying that we have to stand up for our rights as American citizens. You know, Shanquella was a productive American citizen. She was being productive to society, not a burden. She was actually contributing and putting something out there. So we're here to defend her rights as an American woman. So that's what we're doing here. Yes. So thank you, Tina, for your compliment there. And Janet says, hi, Irene, you're looking absolutely amazing tonight. Thank you. I'm feeling absolutely amazing too, because just like I've said before, you cannot dam the ocean. So a lot of times these haters, these gremlins will try to do things to destroy and to stop and to extinguish, just like the one lady said. It's extinguished. Any hopes, they want to extinguish our hopes and our desire to get justice for Shanquella. They want to pour water out on that, right? To keep us from trying, to get us to give up, And I know that I've had my ups and downs and stuff, and felt like I was ready to throw the towel in too. And but y'all would be there with those wonderful comments and encouraging and all that stuff. So it just kept me, and then too, just the universe letting me know that, I can't just be like, oh well, it's not my daughter, right? Because it could have been, like I said, I have an XX too, and she just turned 25. So this whole situation still has a special place in my heart. And, I don't want to just be, a Gen Xer that's just like, well, that's not how they did it in my day, and just let this go, because the generation before us let some things go. And that's why we see what's happening today manifest, right? Some of the things that's happening today, some of the things that are being, allowed and all that stuff. So y'all coming in tonight. I'm loving y'all so much. Let me see, but these likes could be a little bit better. 10 people need to go like it. And I know this whole algorithm and stuff too be trying to play games, because it'll show some different numbers that's not the right numbers and stuff like that. So whatever on that too. So I'm just loving it here. Let me see here. Get me some more comments over here, and then we'll bless the chat with our acts of faith. And I'm just grateful too. Like, I've been reading and answering some of the comments and stuff like that. And I try to heart all of them, even the ones that are, the gremlin comments too, because, I'm grateful for that too, because it's still engagement. So all of you who are trying to be negative and all that good stuff, yes, it's all good stuff. So I'm just grateful that people are still wanting to get justice for Shanquella Robinson and understanding, what we got to do here. Let me see. I need to go ahead and drop the link also for folks to vote and all that good stuff. Like I was saying, when I registered to vote back in 1992, we went through the post office, and everything was done through the mail. You had to physically do stuff. Things are a lot different now. A lot of things can be done on the internet. So on the internet, I'm going to drop this here, little link, because I want everybody to, not just talk about, complain about the situation, but actually do something. All right, so if there goes the thing, oh, it's too much. All right, I might have to take some of it off. All right, so this will be in the comment section outside of this here video. Or let me see, maybe I'll just, it's too many on here. Let me shorten it. I'll just leave one link. This here has too many. Take off some of these and just do one. All right, so like I said, I'm just excited. So for those who may not know, I'm just gonna do two, may not know how to vote, where to vote, what to do. Here is this handy dandy link. Handy dandy link for you to, why? All right, so anyway, it's coming. It's coming. I don't want to get too distracted, but this, I don't know why so many. Let me see here. God darn it. I didn't, let me give me 2 more seconds here. Let me throw up some more comments to see how to say, okay, I got it. Thank you. With my long explanation. Nana's corner says, looking beautiful or in love the hair. Thank you so much. Sometimes you just have to, reinvent yourself or give yourself a little bit of time to, make sure that you wake up feeling good. Right? So sometimes, like I say, you gotta support your own self. Be your own good best good friend there. See here. Let's go do one. Here's one. All right, this should make it. No, okay. I give up. I give up on that. Anyway, in the community tab on my channel, you can go and click this here link. Let me see if I can share it. Let y'all see what it look like. All right, so here is the community tab on the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel. So you click on the community tab here, scroll down here, the clickable links for steps on how to register to vote. So for all you Gen Xers who, not registered, or even some of you older people and stuff too, just click on this little link here. And this will take you, I don't know why it won't keep sharing. It'll take you to where you got to go to register to vote. And you just click, right? Go there, do the clicky, and lift your voice. Let your voice be heard. Like I said, 45% of women aren't even utilizing their right to vote. So, like I said, that's a lot of power that's just kind of, being left on the table. And what I do is I think back on when Obama was running, and that was the first time in all of my years here that I saw so many Black people out to vote. I mean, the line was, the voting place was at a elementary school at this time, and the line was all the way out of the parking lot to the sidewalk, like literally almost wrapping around the corner with Black people. And I ain't seen nothing like that since. So, it's important to register to vote, but it's also ultra important to exercise your right to vote. So all y'all who's new to the channel, take some time and click back, look on some of the stuff back here that we was doing, right? Look at that, check out some stuff we was doing. Got videos, we got stuff, people talking about stuff in the community tab of the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel. And thanks all the new members too. I got a membership here to support the channel. And like I said, we are going to Washington, D.C. May 19th because Shanquella Mama said when they told her that horrible news that it wasn't enough evidence and they didn't got her all dizzy and gaslit her so much to where she calling the attack a fight. So that's why we have to continue to stand up and lift a voice to get justice for Shanquella Robinson, for her mama and for people and for us too, right? Because we need to make sure that we are, getting the justice and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get the chat blessed. We have been using this for some strength. It's here book, Acts of Faith by Yana Van Zett, the book of daily meditations for all people, copywritten back in 1993. And today is, what is today? May 4th. Look at there, May 4th, and still no justice for Shanquella Robinson, who was attacked and unalived October 29th, 2022. And that's why we're going to Washington, D.C. And I got my ticket, y'all. Got my ticket. I'm already ready to go. I got the time out from work, and I'm excited to be a political voice, lift my voice, and to encourage you to do the same. All right, so here we go. May 4th. You can be so heavily bound until you are no earthly good. And that's by Dr. Oscar Lane. And Iana says, we can find so many reasons to postpone doing and receiving our good. It's not the right time. If it's for me, I'll get it. I'm waiting for a sign. I'll do it later. I'll receive my reward in heaven. I guess it's not for me. I didn't want it, need it anyway. These are just a few of the ways we convince ourselves not to follow our dreams. The belief in our hereafter paved with gold is no reason to live in poverty now. As above, so below means whatever we can have later, we can have right now. If heaven is a place prepared for kings and queens, we want to do our work on earth so we won't show up looking and acting like paupers. There is no earthly reason for me to delay my good. Yes, I agree. I agree. All right, so, like I said, what's tonight? Tonight's video is about this here FBI thing and the Gen X stuff. So I'm gonna be showing a lot of little short videos, and they all tie in to why we're here where we're at, right? So we know in the beginning, Mexico came out with their little lies and stuff only after the video came out, because in the beginning they had, the Cabo Six had purchased their little alibi of the alcohol intoxication that Mexico was, running a special on, because we saw that, a week later, a few days later, there was two other people who was unalived out there, and they said alcohol poison, alcohol intoxication. So, they were doing the 2-for-1, and that's what they got, and that's how they were able to drop the body and didn't get out of there. And like Sue Ann Robinson said, get home to the USA and slide into home run and say, we on base, we safe, right? But we about to break all that up now, even if we got to dig and find out how to create the Shanquella Robinson law, if necessary, is what we will do. All right, so one of the reasons that we knew that, Mexico have a little soft space in their heart for, certain people, and then we come to find out that there's agendas right here that the alphabet community is trying to add another alphabet. They're trying to add this here P. Yeah, so that could be legal to do that to children, for adults to be inappropriate with kids, because it's part of their DNA, and they will use that as the excuse. The same way I'm sure that most of us didn't believe, 20 years ago when, they were trying to promote these transgender rights and all this type of sexual reassignment and all this stuff, that we would be in a place where you couldn't even call a spade a spade. You could literally see a giant XY chromosome. And if you said, hey, XY chromosome, you could be in some trouble for, that could be called a bigot, you could be called transphobic, all kind of things to, who would have believed that, that kind of stuff would be would be taking place, right? All right, so what I want to do is I want to show y'all, I showed y'all this video maybe a couple months back on how the young people, how when they take stuff out of history and, we don't teach it or tell it to the young people, these things get lost. And then you have a generation of people that literally don't know that, XY chromosome is male and XX is female, and that that can't be changed. Like, there's no way to change that. There's literally people out there, adult people, who are walking around with delusional thoughts that they could get a uterine transplant. And like I said, the other thing I left out on this here video is that I have over 30 years of nursing experience where I worked all over. I used to work with the spinal cord injury patients. I worked in the critical care. And some of the things that people, I know that a lot of times the people that don't work in this industry, may see things on TV or movies and stuff and think that that's real. But, it's not. There was this one time, you work in ICU, we have the real critical people, the real critical sick people and stuff. And then some people, could be donors and things like that. Anyway, so there was a person, there was a victim or, a patient who was brain dead. He had a brain injury and was declared clinically, brain dead. And, so there's nothing that could be done there. However, sometimes people, they hear about transplants and things like that. So they believe that you can just get anything transplanted. So there is a family member who's on the phone talking to the nurse, and, the nurse is trying to give the news about, hey, this is that, person's in a bad shape. And so after giving all the information, the family member requests that the person receive a brain transplant. Now to the nurses and, the medical staff, that's hysterical. Like, there's no such thing as a brain transplant. However, some people believe that there is. So, you have to try to educate them on that, right? There's people out there that's believing that they can get this uterine transplant. It's because some of these physicians that, that's part of this community where they do this transgendering stuff, they lie to these people. They lie to these people in order to be able to do these procedures and get them on drugs, different meds and all that stuff for forever. So they have financial incentives to do this. Anyway, let me just get back onto the subject here. All this stuff comes together, and this is why these governments and these high levels, these high places are wanting to keep these things under the carpet, because this here, it's about money. It's a lot of money to be made off of this stuff, right? A lot of money to be made off of this stuff. So the first thing I want to show is I want to say, I guess, why we need to vote. Why we need to vote. These are going to be a lot of little shorts and stuff like that. Where do I go? Yeah, I'm going to go this way. All right. So, and let me just put a quick little disclaimer up here and stuff like that. Like, listen to the message and not the message, y'all. Listen to the, listen to the message and not the messenger. So copyright disclaimer under the section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowances is made for fair use for the purpose such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, education, and research. And that's what we're doing here. We are, we researching this stuff here. We're putting all this stuff out here because we putting the pieces together to why we ain't getting no why we're not getting any justice here. All right, so all right, brace yourself. This here is going to be a tough one here. So here we go. All right, let me pause that and share. And like I said, message and nothing. Hey, I got to start real quick. New member. Welcome. I could do some confetti and all that kind of stuff. Welcome, Nana's Corner, who is a channel member. Thank you so much for your support. And I'll be thinking of you when I'm in Washington, D.C. Your support will help all that good stuff on there. Thank y'all so much for supporting the channel on the mission here to go to Washington and demand justice for Shanquella Robinson and others. All right, so got that there. All right, here we go. This here was alarming to me to hear. Quite alarming.
It is.
Do you think people can be born gay?
No, I don't. And there's no conclusive evidence to that point.
Wow, a lot of gay people say they were born that way. They said that, you're saying
a lot of murderers
people...
say they were born murderers. A lot of pedophiles say they were born pedophiles. So if we're going to say there's a gay gene, we're going to have to open up the conversation and say that there's a pedophile gene, which means if I molest children, I shouldn't go to jail because after all, it was in my DNA. Be careful about opening up one door. You got to open up all them doors.
But no, hold on. Being a pedophile is illegal. Being a homosexual is not illegal.
There's an organization called the North American Association for Man and Boy Love. They're trying to normalize and legalize pedophilia.
Did y'all hear that? An association for man and boy love. A lot of times we Gen Xers, I know me, have your head in the sand and not aware of all of this stuff going on in the world. This stuff is going on right under our nose. Listen,
it's on the internet. North American Association.
That sounds crazy.
Oh my goodness. In fact, it's already been predicted that when the next DSM comes out, pedophilia will be normal behavior.
Wow. He said when the next DSM comes out, that's a book that categorizes and lists all of the mental illness. Right? Listen.
Remember, homosexuality was once mental illness up until 74.
Woo!
They changed it in 74. Some people thought homosexuality would never be considered normal in 74.
But it was never.
So listen that 74, 84, 94, 2004, 2014, almost 50 years later, not only is it not considered a mental illness, they actually have specialized procedures and doctors that tax money is paying for to support delusional thinking. So if they put pedophilia in this DSM, how time speeds up, things go faster. If it took 50 years for this to happen, imagine what's going to happen in the next 20 to 30 years to our children. They're going to be able to do, they're already putting this stuff in the schools.
Legal.
It was never illegal. But here's the thing. Once you say something is normal, it's easy to make it legal.
Lord help us. Listen to this.
Do you think people can be born gay?
No, I don't. And there's no conclusive evidence to that point.
Wow, a lot of gay people say they were born that way. They said that, you're saying
a lot of murderers say they were born murderers.
Wow.
A lot of pedophiles say they were born pedophiles. So if we're going to say there's a gay gene, we're going to have to open up the conversation and say that there's a pedophile gene, which means if I molest children, I shouldn't go to jail because after all, it was in my DNA. Be careful about opening up one door. You got to open up all them doors.
But no, hold on. Being a pedophile is illegal. Being a homosexual is not illegal.
Listen to this.
Did you hear her voice? She's asking. Being a pedophile is not illegal because they really don't know. But listen to where this is going.
Called the North American Association for Man and Boy Love. They're
Right.
trying to normalize and legalize pedophilia.
Oh, no, we got to blow them up.
It's on the internet. North
gotta-
American
they gotta go.
Association.
That sounds
No, they gotta
crazy.
go.
Oh my goodness.
That sounds crazy. You hear the folks scared? All right. So, like I said, I got a bunch of more of these little bitty ones here. Work with me, y'all. I'm going somewhere with this. All right. So, listen. This is alarming. This is something we need to wake up. Right. That's why we got to register to vote. Because if these people that's feeling this way are left in charge, our poor children, our poor women, our poor selves, even men need to be concerned about this. This here is alarming. All right, so here's our next one. All right, now this here is an old one, right? So this is why I'm telling y'all we need to be voting Republican. Oh, listen to this. Watch this one here. Wait. All right, let me share. All right, this is our next one. These are going to be a bunch of little shorties, but this is how we connect the dots.
To this is completely on point.
All the mockingbird media, threat to our democracy. No, nut jobs. We're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. There's a difference.
A constitutional republic, not a democracy.
Wow.
The ideal of a democracy is universal equality. The ideal of a constitutional republic is individual liberty.
Bingo.
A democracy always degenerates into dictatorship, which promises government-guaranteed equality and security, but it delivers nothing but poverty and serfdom for the people it robs and rules.
What is going on right now? Under the Democrats, we are in poverty. We're having all this stuff.
Sound like democratic
America
states?
was founded as a constitutional republic to safeguard the liberties of the people against the tyranny of democracy or of one-man dictatorship. In this century, great strides have been made toward the goal of subverting our republic into a democracy. The foremost tactic of the subverters is subversion of language.
Wow, right? They're trying to change the pronouns, right?
By calling America a democracy until people thoughtlessly accept and use the term, the totalitarians have obscured the real meaning of our
Bingo.
You hear it every night.
Listen to this.
Threat
This
our
is completely
democracy.
on point.
All the mockingbird media, threat to our democracy. No, nut jobs. We're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. There's a difference.
A constitutional republic, not a democracy. The ideal of a democracy is universal equality. The ideal of a constitutional republic is individual liberty.
Bingo.
Individual liberty. How many feel like their individual liberties have been, pressed upon when you have to allow your daughter to share the locker room with an XY chromosome, or when you have to keep your mouth shut about some of these things, right? You feel like you have your own liberties, or is this a democracy, a dictatorship, right? Because you'll get canceled, right? They was canceling people, but now since this whole election time is coming up, they kind of been released a little bit off of it and giving real citizens an opportunity to speak our minds, and most people aren't for this. And that's why I'm saying we Gen Xers need to make sure we're exercising our rights to vote, because if you don't say anything, this is how this stuff is going to get put off into laws. All right, so like I said, we got a bunch of these little bitty quickies here. All right, so these are reasons why we can't be asleep. All right, here go another one. This here is alarming information, and this is why the FBI is quiet. Just put that under the rug there. Oh, it's not enough evidence to convict. Did they not see the video? Did the FBI not see the video with the person that they are claiming is Dejanay Jackson to do the technique of the pull, twist, throw technique method that was inflicted on Shanquella that broke her neck and ended her life 15 minutes after receiving the injury. All right. Listen up. This here is super alarming. This stuff is real, y'all. This is not something in the future that they're talking about. This is happening now.
To this female prison?
Approximately 40.
And how many people have gone from the female to the male prison?
0.
And how many more are they?
There are 287 and
287 men are on the waiting list to leave a male prison to go to a female prison. So far, 40 men have already transferred from a male prison to the female prison.
Applications
To go from the male prison to female prison.
33.8% of that 287 are registered sex offenders, meaning.
Did you hear that? Almost half are registered sex offenders. About to go to the female prison. Female prisoners deserve to be protected. How is that safe? How is that fair?
This is not their first offense or a sex crime.
So you think some of these people are doing this on purpose, come to the female prison?
Yes, with bad intentions.
Do you think this number will grow over the next few years as more people find out that they can have this option to go into the female prison?
Absolutely. There are very few reasons why someone wouldn't want to take advantage of that. To be forcefully housed with a serial rapist is extremely callous and abusive. What it's done is provided the same privileges, the same opportunities to predator and victim. So no one is safe, just made the victim pool bigger.
So how many people so far have been transferred to this female prison?
Approximately 40.
And how many people have gone from the female to the male prison?
0.
And how many more are they?
There are 287.
All right. Okay. This is why we can't sleep, y'all. This is why. This is why. I saw the petition somewhere. Where did I see the petition? All right. This is why, y'all. This is why we can't sleep. Let's see here. Nana said, it's sad how the case was botched up. Yeah, the case wasn't botched up. They trying to do that on purpose. Like I said, that's why they trying to make all these little phony autopsy reports when the only thing that matters is the death certificate. The death certificate is the official document that's issued for the death. Autopsies is just their way of trying to, get you confused, to spin you around so you can be dizzy and be like, oh, well, I guess they can't, it's undecided. We can't determine, right? The death certificate listed 2 causes and gave a time. And like I said, it's the only, not I said, but it's the only official, it's an official document. Giselle said, Lot Beauty family, please do a quick U-turn and please hit the like button. Thank you, Giselle. I had clipped a video from way back when I was calling you Gissel. I was so great. I was in the chat too for that clip. And so I'm bursting into laughter because I don't know. It had been a few videos before somebody had corrected me. He said, that's Giselle. It's not Gizzle. I'm so glad you wasn't in that chat because I was laughing hard too. That's how it was. That's let me know how old it was because that was like in December the early part of December, like December 1st and stuff. But Giselle has been great with dropping the link for the petition that's over 40,000 now. And we first started dropping, I think it was like 16,000 or something. But yeah, so it's been moving really good here. And I know it's somewhere off in the chat. Just need to find it and post it. But yes, and very faithful Giselle come here to do the thing. You see here. Let's show some appreciation to our beautiful Queen RN. Thank you. I appreciate y'all so much. And Beverly says, this hairstyle gives you an even more youthful look, especially since you're already look younger than your age. Loving it, Beverly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Judy says, hi, all around at your beauty, RN, and beauties. RN, you look amazing. Thanks for coming back. Justice for Shanquella Robinson. You're welcome. I was close to being like, forget it, because it wasn't an easy fix. I had to, search and look and upload and reload and shut down, and it was a thing. But, like I said, whenever I see y'all, I just, I love y'all, and I want to come, spend some time with y'all. And like, I just got on there and people was coming in. So I was like, well, let me come on back just in case, not just in case, but, I wanted to come out. I wanted to come back and, say the thing. Say the thing, show some love and all that stuff. Okay, so that's one there. Let's get on back over here to these shorts. Are y'all connecting these dots here? Y'all see where they trying to take us? That's why it's important that we bring the Republicans back, right? Get these men out of our thing. Okay, so let me see here. All right, so with that, now I'm gonna come to this here. Let me see how I want to introduce this. Okay, so let me just do this since I did that one video there. Here, we're gonna do a little bit of reading. Remember when the one video guy said about this North American Man Boy Love Association. All right, see this, y'all? It's a real thing, right? The North American Man Boy Love Association, NAMBLA, is a pedophilia and pederasty advocacy organization in the United States. So they advocate for pedophiles. It works to abolish age of consent laws. It works to abolish age of consent laws, criminalizing adult sexual involvement with minors. They want it to be legal for them to have adult sexual involvement with minors. Look when it was founded, y'all. It says it was founded December 2nd, 1978. Just 4 years after they took homosexuality out of the book of mental illness. Look at that. Look at that. All right. So 4 years after that, and if this guy is correct, that it will be taken out of the MDS by the next batch of these books. Imagine what type of organizations, associations will be there for them to accuse a parent, take a kid, if a kid look like they may, or say something or want to wear the wrong clothes, and they, want to use that as an excuse to transgender the child and force the parents or take the kids away from the parents because the parent isn't honoring the 3-year-old's request to want to be a little girl. This is where this is going, y'all. And campaigns for the release of men who have been jailed for sexual contact with minors that did not involve what it considers coercion. The group no longer holds regular national meetings, and as of late 1990s, to avoid local police infiltration, the organization discouraged the formation of local chapters. Around 1995, an undercover detective discovered there were 1,100 people on the organization's roll. That was in 95. NAMBLA was the largest group in international pedophilia and child emancipation, an international pro-pedophilia, pedophile activist organization. Wow. 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 All right. So y'all see? Y'all see? All right. All right. So you keep that little name in mind. I'm not going to read all of it, but I just want y'all to see, here this information is out there, to access. Wake up, look and see what this is going on here. All right. So here is what was revealed. Like, okay, somebody was saying, Trump for president, right? So I'm not gonna lie, I did vote for Trump both times, the first time and also the second time, because he was a Republican, and I just thought, I was the one, right? The reason why I'm not promoting Trump this time is because he's too old, and Nikki Haley is, have a voice for us women.